close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to have part 2 of my discussion. I was talking about why my husband tried to mentally break me. So first, I want to say, if you guys hear any bumping in the background, I'm still living in a hotel and it's people above us who have been bumping non-stop. It is annoying. I have a headache from all the bumping. I don't know what's going on, but it's just, yeah, it's very overwhelming. But getting back to my story. So it started years ago, and I'm saying probably like 20 years. And this is how long I've endured it. And I know some people will probably say, why would you put yourself in that position for so long? And I will explain it. So back 20 years ago, this was in 2003, and we got married in 2003. It started with me finding things out about him. And of course, and this was right after we got married. So we got married in 2003, and we went to the courthouse and we got married. And it shouldn't have even happened because we argued. First of all, we had the biggest argument before we even went to the courthouse to get married. Everything just did not line up. But I just, I still went and did it because I loved him, he loved me, and I just thought that, things would get better. So I would find things, man, when I tell you guys, it's just so much, and I'm going to put it, all in my book. But to talk about how he tried to mentally break me, and I did not even put it together until he told me a few days ago. So, like I said, 2003, I started finding things out about him after we got married. Me, I'm thinking, okay, I can change him. I can, help him. No, that did not work. So I'm like, okay, I want to keep my marriage. I want to save my marriage. And the reason why I felt like I got married at the beginning, one, was because, like I said, I did love him. Two, I did not want him to spread this HIV virus to anybody else. And three, I wanted to have a family. Like my mother was never married. My grandmother divorced, and I didn't really see anybody in my family, married and to try to have a family and a good marriage. Like it's a few people in my family who do have good marriages and did have good marriages, which one is my aunt who recently passed away. And so that's what I wanted for me. So I fought and I fought and I fought, and it was breaking me down. I thought it was me going into a depression. And you guys, I cannot make this up. So he would do all these things, and I didn't start going into the hospital until around 2000, I think it was probably 2009, when I started going into the hospital. And this is how long, from 2003 to 2009. He was doing all these things. He was cheating. He was belittling me, talking to me any kind of way. But yet I was still trying to keep a marriage. And I know some people can relate to that, who have tried to make their marriage work. And I'm just here to tell my testimony. I can't speak on anyone else. And I thank God that he got me out of this situation. It just felt like I was in bondage mentally for so long. And so, like I said, I thought I was literally going crazy because I was in and out the psych ward from 2008 to 2010. I was in and out the psych ward from depression, from trying to commit suicide, and all this time, everything that he was doing it to try to break me mentally, and he confirmed it a few days ago. And like I said, he would say things, he would do things. He never put his hands on me. And if he would have did that, I think that would have just broke the camel's back right there, and I would have left. But because he didn't put his hands on me, but everything else he did, from, not taking care of the household. If he did, I would have to beg him to help me. And so every time he did something, when I tell you we moved probably about 12 times since I've been with him, because I know it was unfair to my girls. Now that I think about everything that I went through with him, the person that I am now, I wish I had that mindset back then, because I would have never put my girls through what I put them through. And so, every time he did something, I would move, because I'm like, he did it in this area, I'm gonna move us away. And then we move, or we get evicted because I'm in depression, I'm in a hospital, I can't pay the bills, he can't pay the bills on his own, so we would get evicted. Now, I did all of that all the way up until last year. And I was like, that's it. I cannot live like this for the rest of my life. I had to make a decision if I want to continue to allow him to do this to me, and me in and out the hospital. Like, I was literally killing myself. My blood pressure in the 200s over like 120s. Me basically eating myself to death with sweets, pre-diabetic, because that type of food was, what do I want to call it? It what's the word for it? It gave me pleasure. And so I would just eat to the point where I became pre-diabetic. So now I am working on doing better. These last few days have been hard. I have been eating a lot of junk food, and I think it's because I've been thinking about this process. But I'm back on track. I am focusing this week on getting a divorce attorney and proceeding with my divorce, moving into my new place, and just starting over. So I'm just really excited that I finally made that choice and I stepped out on faith. And anybody that's going through a relationship who feels that they can't get out of the relationship or they can't do it on their own. And that's where I was at too. Because, you know, once, I would say probably about 2 years ago is when he decided that, okay, he's going to help with bills and do this and that. But yet still doing other things like sexting other people. It's so much stuff I found in his phone. And it was still mentally breaking me down, and I was in and out of the hospital. And when I tell you guys, when I was going through these things in the hospital, he was out cheating, he was out sexting other people, not even caring about what I was going through and how I was feeling in the hospital. And every time I got out of the hospital, I found stuff in his phone, but yet I stayed with him. Not even understanding the ramification of how it was affecting me. So when I started thinking about leaving, I started getting scared because I'm like, okay, how am I going to do it on my own? Both of us are working and we have an income and we can make ends meet. But how am I going to do it by myself? But then I started thinking, Tamisha, you serve a God that can do exceedingly abundantly of all you can ask or think. You go to church every Sunday. You're in your word. You're praying. So you're telling me that you don't have enough faith to allow God to come in and help you? So this is how I was talking to myself. So I was like, you know what, God, I do got this. You got me. You've never taken your hand off of me. God has blessed me with so much. When I tell you, when he was in prison for those 2.5 years, I was happy. God opened so many doors for me and my girls. Like, he opened so many doors for me. And when he came back, everything just went to shambles. And it's like, I just started giving up on myself, on how I cared for myself, like getting my hair done, making sure, you know, I had my eyebrows done, my nails done, my feet. Like, I was doing all of that because that was time that I gave to myself for me working so hard, and to having that time for me and to feeling good about me. So I was doing all of that. But then I just like completely let myself go. But I know that I am going to get back there because I am at a point where I am truly loving myself again. For so long, I thought I was so ugly and I hated looking at myself. Like, I know right now that I want to lose weight. And I started working out, but then I started going through these things with him, and I, you know, let that go. But now I can focus on me. I can focus on really starting this journey of me getting my blood pressure under control, eating right, staying in therapy because it's helping me mentally, staying in church, staying in prayer, staying connected to positive people who care about my well-being and who's doing things positive in their lives and who has a great future and that's doing amazing. So I'm just so blessed and I'm so grateful, and I'm so grateful for this platform where I can tell my testimonies and just share with you guys my journey on how I became HIV positive, all the way up until, you know, my life now with me about to divorce my husband. And I'm just so grateful for this. But I hope this answered, you know, your questions on how he tried to mentally break me down. Also, how he wasn't even there for me in the process of all of this. And I thought it was just me. I thought it was just me being okay. You know, he's working. I know he's tired. But for him to truly say that he was doing it purposely, it still blows my mind. But I'm so glad that that was revealed to me, and to know that I wasn't crazy. So thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. It's so much more to come. And I pray that you continue to follow me and my journey into becoming a better me. Until next time, have a blessed night.